everybody, how you doing? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dave. I'm 58, semi-retired, single, no kids. I live in a small town, Nevada, Iowa, located 8 miles east of Ames, Iowa, home of Iowa State University. Ames is located about 30 miles north of our capital, Des Moines, Iowa. Welcome to my video series on my journey into the Doordash delivery gig. There are literally thousands of Doordash delivery videos up on YouTube, but I hope to offer a slightly unique perspective as I am not in a major metropolitan area, but rather central Iowa. We've all seen the video on how to make $1,000 a week, but that's usually in major metropolitan areas, and let's face it, some of these guys are just professional vloggers. Doordash is not the business, it's the YouTube videos that get them the views and the revenue. I'm just looking for some part-time work that'll supplement my income, so let's get dashing. Before we get to my first deliveries, I want to make a quick note about what Doordash calls the Top Dasher program. You're seeing all the information here. I'm not going to read through it. You can pause and read through it. But it's my understanding, and I did get a text message the other day, that if you're a new Doordasher, you get these Top Dasher benefits for the first 2 weeks. Then you gotta earn them. All right, let's get rocking. Tuesday, August 19th, 2021. It's 8:30 in the morning. Don't pay attention to the dash cam clock. It's a half hour slow. A couple hours ago, I set up a time block schedule here in Ames starting at 8:30. I've just penetrated the boundary into Ames, going to pull over to Menards, and I clicked Dash Now. Didn't take long, got my first order, and I accepted it. I figured out how to capture recordings of my Samsung Galaxy S27, and I don't have any screen captures of what actually takes place on the screen when you're offered a delivery and how you accept it, etc., etc., etc. I will cover that in the next video when we do some live videos. This is just kind of an overview of my first couple deliveries here. Okay, first delivery, heading off to Chick-fil-A. Somebody wants some breakfast. We'll see this when I can get some screenshots and video of my phone. You're given about 20 minutes to get to the merchant, pick up the order, and then get it to the person. I'm sure that time kind of changes with geography and distance, but that's what I've seen, about 20-25 minutes. They really do give you enough time. I walk into Chick-fil-A. They've got a shelf set up for the Doordash call-in orders. I said, I'm with Doordash. He pointed over there. I looked at the bags, got the right name and the right order number, off to the truck, and then we're heading across town. Slight little bobble, not listening to the GPS too closely. We get turned around and find the right apartment complex, and made it on time with time to spare. Made my first successful delivery. As you see here, the base pay was $3.75 and the customer tip was $3 for a total of $6.75 of work for roughly about 7 or 8 minutes worth of driving time. I hop back in the speed wagon, get turned around. Another order pops up. I take it. It's just a couple blocks away at McDonald's. I walk in, tell them who I am, and they hand me this large bag with about 12 items in it. I'm heading off to a sorority in the central campus area for Iowa State University. Here you can see the base pay was $2.75 with a $2 tip for about a mile's worth of driving. As I pull away from the sorority, bang, get another hit. It's off to Hy-Vee to deliver somebody's groceries. And here you can see the base pay was $5, no tip was left. So I've kind of researched this. I really haven't dug too deep. It's pretty easy to understand. It appears that each merchant sets up a fee, a base pay, with Doordash. For example, with Chick-fil-A, it was $3.75. For McDonald's, it was $2.75. And for Hy-Vee grocery, it was $5. Then you throw in the customer tip. That's your total Dash job earning for that customer. Also, another quick side note, the Hy-Vee order contained beer. So, you know, you have to be 21 before you order on Doordash, I guess, or you have to prove who you are. And there's a whole bunch of steps that you go through. So I had to knock on the door, get a hold of the customer. They were ready for it. They've done this before. They had their driver's license with them. I snapped a picture through the app of the driver's license barcode on the back of the driver's license. That was not saved to my phone. It was just uploaded automatically to Doordash through the app, approved. Had them sign their name with their finger on my phone, and it was all said and done. At this point in time, I ended my Dash schedule. I just wanted to jump through some hoops here and see what was going on, so I ended my Dash schedule, just kind of took a little bit of a breather there at the Hy-Vee store, and then selected Dash Now, which came up immediately as an option, even though I had ended my schedule, and took another couple jobs. At this point in time in Ames, things weren't really hot and heavy, very busy, and there was a countdown on the app that I'll show you later on with my next series of videos, where it said hotspots will refresh in 10 minutes. Now, I'd already determined that as soon as I had finished a job, if there was a job, I got that. Now, when I was in West Ames delivering the Chick-fil-A and the McDonald's popped up, that was just pure coincidence. However, I'm thinking because I was in the area, it also offered it to me. So I'm sitting there in basically East Ames at the Hy-Vee, waited about 10 minutes, the hotspots refreshed, ding, get another offer. I'm off to Cabin Coffee Company of Ames. Somebody needs some coffee juice. So this was a couple miles away. I run out there, I picked that up. Boy, you walk into that store, man, it smells nice. Picked up 2 pressed coffees. They had a nice little carrier there at Cabin Coffee. And then I took that to a pet groomer at the local Petco store. Made that delivery, pulled around the parking lot, the hot spots were refreshing. I didn't wait too long, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes. Ding ding, another offer, Panera Bread. We're off to Panera Bread. And then made that delivery to that customer. So we'll take a quick look at what we made on this 2 deliveries. Cabin Coffee pays $3.75 for the base pay. The customer tip was $4.50. Thank you very much, Presley. Good girl. And then Panera Bread base pay is $2.75 and the customer tip was $2.65. Friday, August 20th. It's in the afternoon and I'm just watching the app and keeping an eye on things and seeing how the hot spots come and go. And I'd mentioned before, Boone, little tiny town of 12,000 that does have a Doordash border ringed around it, is just hot and heavy, and they have some peak pay available. So I jump in the truck, I head that way. It's about 25 miles away. I can't remember if I set a schedule or not. I think I did, but anyway, I get within the boundaries and bang bang, I get a double order. This is not a stacked order, but a double order happened back to back from the local Casey's there in town, the convenience store that has carry-out pizza. And as I mentioned before, they do not offer delivery service. We are the delivery service. So I got one, I went to the store, and as soon as I got the store, I got the other one. So I picked up 2 orders at one time and then made them deliveries. You can see here that Casey's base pay is $2. I had peak pay of $3. Had a $2 tip on the one customer and a $3.20 tip on the other customer. Now, I had some issues in Boone with the app. Now, I always travel with a hotspot that I can link my phone to, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and I carry that wherever I'm going, and it's my understanding that these portable hotspots have a little bit better antenna than the actual cell phones, and that's why I can get a better signal at times through the hotspot than actually through the phone. Plus, I'm not using data on my phone. I've got a whole bunch loaded up on my hotspot. Anyway, the app froze. I got the first order, and as soon as I clicked accept, everything just went away. So I knew that it was at pickup at Casey's, which I was just literally a block away, because you get text messages that indicate to you every step that you are at in the delivery process. Plus, as I mentioned in my tutorial video for the app, you have a direct connection with the customer via text and or phone, depending on which one they choose to activate. And so I got a hold of the first customer and said, hey, something's going on. The app crashed. I'm trying to work through it. Just stand by and work with me. And she replied back, fine, not a problem. Then I got the second order, boom, when I was there at the Casey store. Same thing. I clicked the accept button and it just crashed right back to the map. Now, the app didn't crash, but I was not seeing everything that I was used to be seeing. So I was just about ready to power off the phone and reboot and everything and close out the app and re-sign in. I'm not sure how that was all going to work. Then all of a sudden, I'm not sure what happened. Everything popped up as normal. So after those 2 deliveries, I said, okay, that kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I don't want to screw up anything. So I shut down my scheduled time. I quit dashing, and I started heading back to home, which took me past Ames. And then I thought, you know what, we're in Ames. Let's go ahead and try it again and put the app through the paces, and let's see if everything's squared away. So I get within the boundaries of Ames and hit dash now, and ding, 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 I get a customer that needs some McDonald's. As you can see here, the base pay was $3.25 and the customer tip was $5.50. Very good. Thank you very much. So I made that delivery, closed out the app, completed the order and everything. And like I said, when we do some live deliveries, you'll see how that all plays out. So then I'm waiting for the next set of deliveries, and then I get my first true stacked order. Bang, bang. A pickup at Chipotle and Perkins restaurants, which are literally almost next door to each other in what we call Restaurant Fast Food Row on South Duck. So I accept this stacked order and press the navigation button, and this is why you kind of want to use the navigation button in the maps through the app, and because it will take you the route that you should go and in the order that you should go. So when I selected navigation, it sent me to the Chipotle first. I picked up that order. As you can see here, the base pay there was $4 and the customer tip was $3. Then it took me to Perkins restaurant, where you can see the base pay was $3 and the customer tip was $3.50. Then I went and delivered the Chipotle order, and literally about a block away was the Perkins restaurant delivery. So the app figured that all out for you, and in this case I literally killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So here's that main earnings page. I've done no more deliveries since Friday, and you can see that I brought in a total of $67.60. You can see the active time, that's the time that I was actually delivering, and the dash time, that includes downtime if you will. Made a total of 10 deliveries in that 2-day period. So the big question, did I make money? How much did gas cost? What was my hourly pay? Let's go take a look at these numbers. So I've created a spreadsheet in which I can track all of this. As we've seen, all of these figures are in the Doordash app. I just need to transfer them into the spreadsheet and find out if this is worth my time. Remember that dash time is my total time on the clock, if you will. When I'm actually in a delivery zone, I've selected dash now and I'm ready to accept orders. That is not the delivery time, which they break down, but we're going to consider every minute that I'm, quote, on the clock. And as you can see, that was 1.32 hours, 0.8 hours, 0.72, and 1.23 hours. The pay is just the tips and the base pay combined. I'm not going to track that stuff separately. And then you can see in the green bar there what my hourly pay was for the hours that I was, quote, on the clock. Overall, not too damn bad, is it? Minimum was $12.50 an hour, maximum was $21.11. Boone, delivering a couple of pizzas. Can you believe that? I said it already, gonna have to keep an eye on that small town Boone. Okay, but you know what? We're not getting paid mileage. That's coming off the top. The vehicles run on gas. My Expedition Speedwagon gets about 15.5 miles per gallon combined, which isn't too bad for that big ass thing. So anyway, and right now gas is $3.099, so that's $3.10 per gallon. Mileage all, that category there is every single mile from my house back to my house. Now, I put this up there just as an overall for my purposes, but here's the thing. No matter what job you work at, you don't get paid to drive to work and you don't get paid driving home, and if you're getting mileage, you usually don't get mileage driving to the job before the mileage clock starts when you're on the clock. So I've got that kind of split down into 2 different categories. Mileage all and mileage DD, door dashing. That's when I'm dashing. So you can see here on Thursday the 19th, I used 2.58 gallons of fuel. My total mileage from beginning to end was 40 miles. That was $8 worth of fuel used. Then you come over to mileage DD. That's just the mileage when I was, quote, on the clock, ready to accept an order and making orders. I used 1.61 gallons of fuel, which cost me $5. On Friday the 20th, when I did both the Boone and the Ames jobs under the all mileage category, and Boone's about 25 miles away from me, so that's a 50-mile round trip plus about 25 miles in Boone and in Ames, so it's all just lumped together there. Okay, and I used 4.84 gallons of fuel for $15 worth of gas. Only counting the Doordash miles, 25 miles, again, I used 1.61 gallons of fuel, which cost me $5. Over on the right-hand side here, we see running nets, income minus gas. Here's where we will see how much I netted after my gas costs. And again, I've got it broken down, total mileage and then just Doordash mileage. So looking at every mile counts and I got to pay for it, I brought in $44.60 divided by the number of hours that I worked, not my drive time to and from, but the hours that I worked. I made $10.96 an hour. Overall, that's not that bad. Like I said, usually you don't have any kind of recourse on to and from work, and this includes that, if you will. If we look at just Doordash time on the clock, I made $57.60. That was the $67.60 minus my fuel costs. So I made $14.15 the 4.07 hours that I was on the clock. I tell you what, I think that's damn respectable for what I did, especially when you look at Casey's $21 an hour to deliver 2 pizzas. And as you've been following along, this is just a few hours, a few jobs, a total of 10 jobs actually. If I had spent more time in Boone that night, I imagine those numbers would just increase exponentially. Same thing with Ames. The more time you spend doing the job, if you will, and not driving back and forth from home. So, you know, if I were to spend 4 to 6 hours, if I could spend 4 to 6 hours in Boone, I'd probably just not have to work the rest of the week, right? No, but I mean, I'm keeping an eye on that Boone. Oh my God. All right, guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you can take something from this and put it to your good use. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see you next time.